guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Eileen from Makeup Eileen. If you're already subscribed to this channel, welcome back guys. So for today's video, I thought it would be really cool to grab some new makeup on Black Friday and do a little get ready with me review on all the new products. I did pick up the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Paulus foundation that I've been wanting to use again. I used to use this a long time ago. I'm a different shade now, so I thought it would be interesting to revisit it. And then I picked up the Matte and Poreless powder, which I have not yet used. And also something very new to me is the LA Girl Pro Concealer HD Define Concealer. I've never used this, so that would be really cool to do a first impression of it. And I also saw this online and I really wanted to get it, and they had it at Discount, and that's the Essence Multi Blend Airbrush Blender, which is this guy right here. It's a very soft like makeup powder puff, but it looks very much like the Totty Beauty little guy, so I thought I'd try this one out. It looked really interesting. I also picked up another Pro Eyeshadow Brush, some new Pro Eyeshadow Brushes, which I thought would be really interesting to try out some of these guys and see how I like them. This was off Take-A-Lot. These two really big brushes look really good for like highlighting. So I don't really like a very big brush. And then there's also a nice little kabuki brush, angled kabuki brush, which would be really cool to either do concealer and eyeshadow primer, which I thought was really awesome. So we're going to test these brushes out and see how pro they actually are. And then I picked up a Makeup Revolution palette. I have yet to play with a Makeup Revolution palette. I know it sounds crazy. I've just never really gravitated towards them, and Black Friday you could buy two and get the third one free, so I thought I'd give it a try. I do have two other palettes for a separate video, but the one we're retesting today, because of the pastels on my shirt and the colors, is the Forever Flawless palette. It's this guy over here. It looks amazing. It looks like this in the pans. Are just like so cool. They just look awesome. Like you could do a really colorful look, or you could do a very neutral look with it, which I thought would be really cool to try out. So that's all that I picked up that was new on Black Friday, and we're going to put it all to the test right now. So let's jump right into this video. Okay, so first I'm going to prime my skin. Nothing new. Well, it is kind of new to us, which is the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. I really love this primer. It's not a new product for me to test out at the moment, but it is a newer product on the market. And it really, not only does it smell amazing, it really does help blur your pores a little bit. I mean, it doesn't take them away completely, but it does give a more blurred effect to your pores. And I like to just keep it in put it where my pores are accentuated, just like that. Okay, now we're going to take Maybelline Fit Me Foundation. So I'm just getting my foundation palette, and this is in the shade Neutral Buff. And let's just open it. Maybe I should have opened it before I put my primer on. And remove the seal. So that, and grab some of my palette. Pop something down on my palette, I should say. I'm not going to do too full coverage. This, if I can remember correctly, is very full coverage. And what was really cool, these were 50% off on the Black Friday sale at Discount, so it was really cool. I'm just going to take my favorite brush and just pop some on the brush and then onto the skin, and I'm just going to buff it out. It is very hot today, so I thought this would be the perfect time to put this foundation to the test again, seeing that my skin is going more towards oily than dry at the moment, with it becoming closer to summer. So I thought it would be nice to check how this wears in this scorching hot day we're having today. Just going to grab a little bit more. And it does say it's for normal to oily skin, so it's not just for a oily skin. But I don't think you would enjoy it if you had very dry skin. If you had more combo skin, I think it would be okay, from what I can remember. And it does feel very lightweight, and it does give you a nice cover. It's not too crazy, but then again, I didn't use a lot of product. I only used the smallest amount because, like I said, it's a very hot day here today. I didn't want to go too thick in with the makeup. Just like that. And now I'm going to grab this LA Girl, and I know I'm not using the multi blender at the moment. I want to use it more for powder, not for creams. You can use it for both. I just don't like using something like this for creams. That's just me. I'm just going to use this LA Girl Pro concealer, and I picked up the shade Porcelain. It was the lightest shade they had. Their shades do seem on the darker side. This is more of a peachy concealer, so I hope it works out and it's not too crazy. But I do know a lot of people rave about this concealer, and these were also on a very good special. I can't remember exactly how much they were, but I think they were like 50 Rand. So they weren't ridiculously priced either. I'm just going to blend it out. I'm just going to use, let's try that brush in the Pro palette, because I tend to use my concealer as a primer. So I'm just going to grab this flat little angled kabuki brush. They came in the Eyeshadow Professional kit. And I'm just going to blend it out. As you can tell, it's not a very brightening concealer. It does give you some brightening under your eye, but I mean, this is the lightest shade I could find. But I mean, with it being Black Friday, it was very hard to get into the actual, like, to get to the counter to have a look. There was a lot of people, and it wasn't the easiest task to get through them. And like, I'm not that type of person that's going to push people out the way so that I can get to check everything, and it was really busy. So, but I mean, it did give a little bit of extra coverage to the under eye area, which I'm not mad at. I would prefer a lighter shade, but it's no big deal. It does look really awesome on the skin. And I mean, I didn't put down a lot either, so it looks really good. And this brush is so soft, but yet dense enough to really blend out a cream product. So I really like this brush. They've got a nice weight to them, but they don't feel too heavy, but they do feel very luxe. Okay, now to test out this Essence little airbrush multi-use buffer. It's a little guy like this. It's a very soft and almost, it's very pliable, like you can bend it and you can really get in. So I thought it would be really cool to test out. Let's pop open this Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder. It's this color right here. What shade did I get? 120 Classic Ivory. And I'm just going to grab some on this blender, which really seems to pick it up really nice. And I'm just going to set under the eyes. But as you guys know, I don't like to bake that much. I do have my days. And I'm just going to go slightly heavier where I do get a little bit more oily. And I must say this blender feels really soft. And it does look like it's putting quite a nice amount of powder down. I prefer it to my little guy over here that I use. I just picked these up. I think they have a pack of 2 at Clicks. It is also soft and pliable, but nothing like this one here. And the hairs on this, the fluff on it is a little bit longer, which I prefer. And it seems to be setting the face really nice. And you don't need a lot of powder. And I think you can just pop this guy in the wash. Obviously with just your makeup erasers or just hand wash it would probably be best. It does have instructions at the back, but I don't like instructions or following the rules as much. So, but I mean, you can actually see how it picks up the powder. And it nicely presses it in, and it definitely is minimizing the appearance of pores. I don't know if it's the powder or the puff at the same time. It's probably a bit of both, so I really like everything I've used so far. Okay, I don't have anything new for brows and contour or anything like that there, so I'm just going to quickly pop on my brows, do my contour, my blush and my highlight, and then we'll get right back to testing out this eyeshadow palette. Okay, so now I've put on my blush, my contour, and a little bit of highlighter and some brown mascara, and we're going to play with these new professional brushes that I picked up over here. We're going to test some of these out. I'm really interested to see how this big blending brush works. It feels awesome. They feel such good quality. Obviously they are professional brushes, so it'd be nice to see how professional and how luxe they actually are. They come in a very nice bag with like, I think it's snake print on it, and the bag feels like good quality. Obviously I don't keep my brushes in this bag, but if I was traveling somewhere and wanted to pop some in, it would be really cool, or I could just gift it to somebody. I used this guy to blend out my blush and even diffuse my highlighter even more, and it really does feel awesome. You can swipe with it, which I thought was really cool, so I think it would be really cool to use with a wet product as well. Obviously I only picked up one to see how it is, so I'll have to get another one. Anyway, let's jump to the eyeshadow and let's try out this Makeup Revolution Forever Flawless. I'm going to go in with some colors today. I think I'm going to take this color right here, which is like like a mauve brown over here with a little bit of purple and pink in it. It's quite an unusual color, and I'm just going to pop that in the top half of the crease with a nice big fluffy brush. Not the biggest one, but a nice big one. Actually, let's use the bigger one. Let's use this guy and see how it diffuses the color and what it is like. This color is called, I will put the colors, shades, names up on the screen as I'm using them. It's just going to be easier because I'm not familiar with this palette to see how to name the colors. So let's just put some of this color in. Obviously the fluffier brush, the more it diffuses the color, which is what I want for this shade, which I'm telling you, that is like so easy. And this brush is so soft. It picks up color really nicely so far, and it's blending it out so quickly. I'm just going to put it on like that as a transition shade. I don't want too crazy pigment of color because this is just going to be our transition shade. So, but that was so easy and so nice. I think I'm going to go in with let's go in with this dark mustard looking brown over here and put that in the crease just to give the crease some depth. I'm going to go in with this fluffy blending brush. It's a little bit more dense than the first one and a lot smaller, and we're just going to put this in the crease just to give our eye some depth. And just build that color in the crease. I'm going to bring it into the outer corner of the eye as well, just to darken it up a bit. But trying to keep it more light than super dark. I don't know why I've never tried these shades. I'm just going to go in with a bigger brush because they look awesome. Just like that. To blend it out a bit more. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Even those denser brushes are really soft, which is pretty cool. They grab the color nicely and they blend amazing, and they're not very scratchy. They're like soft. Just diffuse it like I did on the other side. Okay, just like that, and then I'm going to go in with the dark purple. Well, it's a bright purple. The sky right here, and I'm going to put that right next to the dark brown. Let's grab an angled, denser, fluffy brush. I'm just going to pick up that color and just fold it into the darker shade of brown. Now bear in mind I am using a fluffy brush, so we're not going to get a crazy amount of pigment with this color. If we used a more of a packing brush, we'd get a little bit more, but I just want to put the purple basically over the brown, just like that, just a wash of purple, because I do have a pastel multicolor shirt on. So do the same thing this side, and it's just like washing the purple over the brown. Just like that. I am going to throw in some swatches of all the colors so you guys can see how they look, and I'm just going to do that for now. And let's go in with, I'm going to go in with the more purple tone over here. It's like a marbled purple. It's got some pink reflexes in it and like some silvers. So I'm going to go in with this guy first. Then I'm going to go into this shade over here, which is slightly more pink and gold. And then we're going to go in the inner corner with this guy over here, which is a very soft silvery green color. So let's get a nice packing brush, and we're going to go in with that first darker purple color. Pick up some color and obviously wet my brush like I would always do. And I'm just going to bring that onto the lid over here by keeping it right close to the outer corner. I think I sprayed this. And as you can tell, that shimmer really packs a punch of a lot of different shades. I'm getting like some copper, some purple, some pink reflecting there. It looks flippin' awesome. Just like that. Just going to wipe this brush off and go in with the purple and pink tone shimmer and then pop that on the middle part of the lid. Obviously wet the brush again. Even though this palette has a lot of colors in, I think you could get a nice neutral look. Now this one's picking up a lot more pinky purple and this one's showing more of a rose gold tone, which is really interesting, but very pretty. Just like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Looks really cool. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the more silvery soft pink shade and I'm going to go in with a smaller brush. I'm going to use this guy right here. I'm going to grab some of that color. Obviously wet your brush. And I'm going to hit the inner corner of the eye as well. That just looks so awesome. This is a real beautiful color. It's like a very, like more of a silvery champagne color, which is gorgeous. Okay, let's do the other eye. Keep forgetting which side I've used. That is so awesome. You could use this with a dry brush or your fingertip as well. I think if you used a dry brush you get a more glittery muted color than if you wet the brush. Just bring that up a little bit more. This color is gorgeous. I hope you guys can tell how sparkly these shades are. They are like fine, the finest amount of glitter reflect in it, and they are metallic with that slight little twinkle sparkle, and they are awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to do the lower lash line, and I'm going to take this flat fluffy brush over here and I'm going to actually go in with the light purpley pink and just smudge under the lower lash line and keeping it in the outer corner and just flick it out a little bit. Just like that. These brushes are so awesome. Sometimes if I'm doing my lower lash line and the brush is a bit more rough, it really hurts underneath of my eye because I kind of have sensitive under eyes, just like that. And then I think I'm going to go in with a liner brush and I'm going to go into this nice pastel grey blue shade, which is a metallic. I'm just going to grab that on this brush, and this is a very nice thin brush, and I'm just going to wet the tips of this brush. I'm just going to smudge this right on the lower, in the lash line, in the bottom half, closest to the inner corner. Just like that. Do the same thing on this side. I'm going to take this like royal blue metallic over here and I'm going to do a little liner on the top of the eyelid and see how that looks. I'm enjoying using an eyeshadow as a liner at the moment. I'm not going to do a wing, I'm just going to do maybe just a tiny wing. And I'm just going to keep it halfway. I'm not going to bring the liner all the way to the inner corner. Just like that. That really looks very pretty in my opinion. I'm just going to hopefully do the same thing on the other arm. Really like the way these shades work on your eye. I think I'm just going to bring a little bit of this under the eye, so we're kind of blending those blues together, just like that. And then I'm going to take the brush that I used with the purple pink and just smudge all the way under the line. the lower lash line, just like that. Okay, I'm going to put on some mascara and then we'll get back into talking about my first impressions on these products that I picked up on Black Friday. So we'll be right back. So yeah, okay guys, so yeah, we have the first row of the eyeshadow palette. This is the first row. I hope you guys can see the sparkle in the glitters. Okay, and this is the second row, the eyeshadow palette. Okay, and this is the last row of the eyeshadow palette. Okay, so I popped on some mascara and an Essence extra large, 3 times extra large nude lip gloss, and this is the final look that I created with all my Black Friday special little makeup that I picked up that I've been wanting to try and just haven't. This little makeup sponge blender poofy poof from Essence is flippin' awesome. Normally when I'm filming I need to kind of like dab because these lights are crazy intense and I can feel the sweat coming through, and with this guy it's laid down the powder so awesome. It helps blend your highlight, your contour, everything. It is freaking awesome. I think I'm going to pick up a few more of these and try it with some cream products as well as the powders. I don't have more than one, so I wasn't sure on using it with a cream product because then it's going to be wet and I would like it to dry for my powders. But this is awesome. It really gets in here, so if you bake it would be really good to get underneath the eyes. You can get into this little crease area over here around my nose where I have a bit of problem where my product tends to break apart, which looks so flawless. It really lays down your powder awesome and helps to me minimize the pores, and I get a more airbrushed look. It is not an airbrush, obviously. I do have one of those and it's not exactly the same, but it does give a very nice finish to your powders that you're using. So it would be really cool to see what it looks like with a cream product. So that's a win for me. The Maybelline Fit Me Foundation is flippin' awesome. It is just as good as I remembered it. This shade is a little bit more my skin tone than the shade I used to use. I was much more tan then. So this, what is the color? Natural Buff really works awesome, and I kind of didn't even swatch it. I just grabbed Natural Buff because I'm natural or neutral in most of my foundations. So I was pleased to see that this is the same shade as me. The LA Gold Pro Concealer, it's really nice. If I do a little swatch here on my hand, ooh, that's a lot, just picked up. It's a very peachy, like it says it's porcelain, but to me, as you can see, it does have a peachy undertone. It's a very thick concealer. Like if you rub it in, you can see it a little bit goes a long way. So I mean, I could literally cover my whole hand in this concealer. It's a beautiful color. I prefer a slightly lighter color when I'm brightening under my eyes. I don't really have dark circles, so I don't need to conceal under my eye, but it is a very nice concealer. I actually picked up 2 of these because they were so cheap, and I'm not disappointed. I will be using this again. I'm not just going to leave it to go to waste. It works awesome. I'm not really that fussy with concealers, so I will be using this again. Now, the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless powder. I picked up shade 120, which is classic ivory. This is awesome. It says it's supposed to make your skin appear more poreless. Obviously, it does not take away my pores in any way. I do have slightly larger pores because I had problematic skin when I was younger. So I do have pores and I do have texture on my skin. We all do. But it does kind of lie on the skin where it makes it look a little bit less noticeable than, say, my Catrice True Skin Poreless powder. So I really do enjoy this powder. It is phenomenal. And with the Essence buffer, it's just together, they're just like, nah, gorgeous. And finally, the Makeup Revolution palette, something that I've never played with but always thought about doing and just never got around to picking it up, which is kind of crazy because I have really expensive palettes in my collection and I've just never given this guy a whirl, but I was pleasantly surprised. These mattes, shimmers, they have like glittery shimmers in this palette, the Forever Flawless palette. They have glittery shimmers, they have metallics, which I used as liner today, and the mattes, they just blend seamlessly. They are so awesome. They are very pigmented. You can blend the color up. It's kind of a color, the mattes are kind of like, you can build them up if you really want a dramatic intense color, or you can just give your eyes a wash of their color. Even though this palette is very colorful, I find it a very versatile palette. It's got some nice neutrals in it, it's got some gold shimmers to it. It is just awesome. And like I said, these guys over here, these purples, and I think there's 5 of them. They have like a very, very fine glitter in, which just gives it an extra kick. I love metallics, but I am a glitter girl, so this glitter is just like, these shades are just like screaming my name. And you don't have the hassle of putting down a glitter primer to get it on. So this to me is an awesome win. I'm going to be picking up more of these palettes. I do have 2 more to review, but I'm definitely going to be getting my hands on some more. I think the sale is until the 2nd of December, so I need to go and get some more before it ends, so I can try out some different eyeshadows from them. Anyway, that's that for this video. This is my Black Friday grab that I got. I'm really impressed with everything I picked up. They are awesome. If you guys have never tried Makeup Revolution or any of these and they're still on special, I suggest you run out and go grab them, especially this guy right here, this foundation, the primer, powder, not primer, and the Revolution palette are to die for. That's that for this video, guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you are watching this video and you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing and also just giving a thumbs up. I've noticed I've got quite a few views, but not that many likes or subscribers. It would really help me out a lot. I could bring you guys way more products to review. It would just mean a lot to me. This is something that I'm very passionate about. I'm completely obsessed with makeup. I am a makeup artist, but I really enjoy getting my fingers and hands on new upcoming launches and also trends. So if that's something you're interested in, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.